It's the big break, and it is the final. We just heard from our first finalist, Devyani Dayal, our second finalist this evening, and that our only two is Arit Mohammed of Boon Coffee. Arit, thank you very much indeed for being with us. It's good to see you back in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, your task this evening that you were given just a couple of hours ago is this: conduct a brief SWOT report on your own business, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and also threats. Our judges this evening, let's just recap. We have with us Edward Roderick of Investors MENA, Eileen Wallace of the Portsmouth Group, Yusuf Takhan of Flip Media. The first question on strengths goes to Edward Roderick.
Would you just like to outline for us the top 2 or 3 strengths that you think you have in your business?
Yes. Well, the number one strength I have is coffee is a proven product. I don't have to, it's not a new thing. So over 2 billion people wake up to the smell and cup of coffee. So that's my strength. And being from Ethiopia, I'm also able to source the best quality of coffee. So I have a team not only in Dubai, I have a team in Ethiopia, and I have access to farmers most people don't have. So that's a big strength for me.
Eileen Wallace, weaknesses.
All right, tell us what exactly is your concern about the gaps that you might have in the business at the moment?
Well, my concern is there are a lot of multinational, huge conglomerate coffee chains in Dubai from each corner of the world. I think Dubai has the most coffee chains, including from Australia, America, and all that. So me being a small business, just starting based in Dubai, based in the UAE, it's a weakness that I have to overcome. You know, I have to be able to educate and, you know, show that this is a different type of coffee, different product. So, but they're obviously they have millions of dollars to advertise. So it has to be like, you know, word of mouth. I have to prove each of my steps.
Yusuf Takhan.
Like you said, Orit, you know, 2 billion people a day wake up and drink their coffee, and I'm sure consumers in the UAE are no exception to that rule. What do you see as the opportunities that face your business, and how do you plan to capitalize on them going forward?
Well, UAE in the last year alone has increased the buying of coffee 11%, according to the European International Monitor. In the next, from 2009 to 2014, 80% more than previous. So this is a huge market, and most people are, you know, distinguishing. They're now learning there's different taste. There is a big market for fair trade, organic. People are concentrating on this. They want something ethical. They want, where is it coming from? You know, more people are aware of all these issues. Being a global world now, people are not just wanting just one cup. They want to know where did it come from? How did it grow? How does it affect the environment? How does it affect the social being of the world? So this is all.
And finally, Edward, a question on threats.
When you wake up in the middle of the night sweating, what do you worry most about?
Again, well, number one, I worry that I hope there are no natural disasters happening where I'm producing, I'm picking coffee, obviously. And second is that there are a lot of cheap coffee here, multi-sourced, you know, from different places, cheaper, use fertilizers, and that are not fair traded. So the prices, I can't compete with that kind of prices. Therefore, if I don't have the right platform, that I will always be a disadvantage, but, you know, the taste will speak for itself.
Arit, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for that SWOT report. Listen, to all our listeners, thank you so much. The SMSs are coming in already. Really appreciate them. We are going to go through them a little bit later. Keep them coming for 001. Right now, though, I'm going to throw this one open to our judges. It's a free-for-all. Ask any questions you like. Eileen Wallace.
All right, you mentioned that you have to compete against the big boys who have big advertising budgets, big money in their pocket. How are you going to do that? How are you going to differentiate Boon Coffee from those larger brands?
One is quality. My brand, Boon Coffee, I'm in control. I'm doing it in small batches, so I have quality control from sourcing it all the way to roasting it locally. And when the big boys, when they roast, you know, it's a multinational in another country, a huge batch, masses and masses, so they don't have control over quality. So that is a big advantage for me that I have to always work on to continuously.
Yusuf Takhan.
Well, one of the things you said, Orit, is obviously you don't have the budgets or the marketing power to compete with the larger coffee chains in the country. But I would have thought that social media and digital marketing would be a natural fit for your brand, given that it appeals to a younger audience and maybe a slightly more progressive audience. But interestingly, I found that you've got a Twitter page with 1 tweet and 0 followers. You've got 30 fans on Facebook, and you're a fairly hard company to find online. How do you hope to attract more people to your website?
This is a new business, and this exposure I did not expect, at this stage of my business. But we will be prepared, and that even though we have only one Twitter and 30 Facebook followers, our product is speaking for itself already. We already have clients. Word of mouth is working for us already. So maybe we're lagging a little bit, but with this opportunity right now, we're going to move forward very fast.
Edward.
Although you talk about the ethical elements of it and all the other bits and pieces, when it comes to buying coffee, do people actually care about those elements of things, or is it purely product and price?
No, now people do care. People they don't want to have chemicals in their foods if people are given a choice, they will always choose quality, fair, and ethical items. So I will be the one who will provide that choice. And I think people will choose, and there is a big market now that people will choose the right thing.
Yusuf Takan.
Well, just thinking further ahead, like you said, you do have customers, you do have a word of mouth. How do you really plan to grow things going forward?
I'm going to be, this year alone, we're going to be in the Taste of Dubai and all the other local exhibitions that are going to be dealing with food or anything. And after that, we're going to be doing like sampling. In the Dubai Marathon, we're going to have sampling. And so these kind of events will help me distinguish me from the other coffee chains.
5 years down the line, or where do you see the company? Things go well.
Dubai will be the base of Boon Coffee, but Boon Coffee will be exporting its coffee to this region and Asia, and furthermore, why not to the West? We will be the base.
On the basis that you grow as quickly as that and you become so global, do you have enough of a supplier base to actually meet that demand?
Yes, actually, Ethiopia is the third largest exporter of Arabica coffee. So being that we are so close to Ethiopia, if you look at, across the Arabian Sea, that I think we'll have a great opportunity.
But is all Ethiopian coffee grown ethically and grown in the way that you say it, so that will you be able to meet the demand and needs of that specialist product that you go?
Most Ethiopian coffee, by tradition, is grown organically. So it's our company who decides how we're going to be ethical about fair trade and paying back and traceable. So that we will do.
We're running short of time. Couple of final quick questions.
If there were a natural disaster or, let's say, political uncertainty or challenges in Ethiopia, how would that affect the company? Would you go under?
I don't think I would go under. Ethiopia is pretty stable for right now. We have had a stable government. And if it is natural disaster, we might have a slow year one year. But, it's the next year will pick up.
One final question from our judges.
Well, I read a lot, and I see quite often a lot of advertising within the large coffee chains that, they are fair trade, they are ethical, they are fair to their farmers. So why would I want to buy from you and not from them? They seem to be doing it in a fair and ethical way as well.
Number one, the taste. You would want to buy from me because not only am I fair and ethical, that I have a great product. You could taste the difference. I can talk about it all day, but you can taste the difference. My product sells itself. So that's why you choose.
Arima Harry, thank you very much indeed. Arit's going to take a seat in the green room. When we come back, we have got more tasks for our contestants. They've been in a recording studio today. We're going to find out what kind of radio adverts they came up with. What are they going to do if they win the big break with all this radio advertising? What are they going to do with this great facility down at Dubai Airport Free Zone? We'll be putting them on the spot about these issues coming up very, very shortly. Right now, though, it is 6 o'clock. Going to get a very quick update on all today's big headlines.
With an eye on business and sport, this is Tonight with Richard Dean and Tim Elliott.